Hi everyone, welcome to the stream. I am the Great Green Arkle Seizure. Welcome to the world that I've created. Tonight we are finishing up Hoard of the Dragon Queen, Chapter 8. I believe this is Episode 10. I think I actually even took the time to change it on the channel tag. And it is the finale, so we're just in wrap-up mode for how we're doing this. And there's going to be a lot of stuff that comes up about how we close this campaign, how we're going to take the downtime between Hoard of the Dragon Queen and Rise of Tiamat, and what we're going to do in the interim, and how we're going to pick it up. So, without further ado, when last we left our heroes, they had finished dispatching Glazhail the Dragon by the skin of their teeth, kind of. Their tactics were pretty amazing, and Glazhail tried to get away, and then couldn't, and that was pretty epic. I loved the way that ended. That was not what I expected, and that's my favorite thing to happen in this game. You know, I think something's going to happen, and then no, it will be different. So you all are now standing with the corpse of a adult white dragon that has had a couple of scales removed by Ollie for future adornment, whatever. And feel free to brew another pot if you need to. And you'll probably need to heat it up a little bit. I forgot to turn the heater on for the pot, so you probably need to drop it in the microwave for 30 seconds.
Use the glass pitcher.
There's a Pyrex. Use the Pyrex.
Okay.
Because you can't hurt it.
There's cups along the back wall.
Pyrex.
I'm sure he'll figure it out. He's not stupid.
Comes before the tea.
And so you all are, you have the corpse of a dragon now.
Yes.
Sitting kind of angled as though it was going to try and exit. It is not, and you are in the frozen inner chamber with loot under your feet, kind of frozen down into the floor. So what's next?
Well, I mean, we can always come back to the loot later. It's not going anywhere.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Yeah, the loot is not mobile, and if
Right.
it was mobile, the only thing somebody's going to do is like
Right.
take it and throw it off the edge. I mean,
Right.
you know, because
That's what kobolds are for. Throwing off the edge.
so what is, in theory, what is your plan? What do you think you need to be doing next?
Should we handle the wyverns?
Well, you still have two wyverns as mounts. I mean, that's the theory, is that they're they're rideable. They're not really,
I think,
combative per se. I mean, the kobolds take care of them and keep them fed, so it's not like they're hurting anyone. I mean, they're in their stables.
right.
I think we go back up to talk to what's his face and be like, yeah. So
Okay.
about that dragon that you told us to kill less than 5 minutes ago.
Well, I'm sure that you are going to, because now that you have leveled, you'll probably at least experienced what appeared to be a short rest.
Oh, I haven't leveled. My bad.
Now that you all are level 8, I'm sure your perception of the rest of the world is it took a while for you to figure stuff out, and I don't know, you're like Wonder Twin powers activate, and you had to like swell up and gain a muscle and do whatever. So I'm sure it's been at least an hour since the last time you thought and spoke with Blagicus. I mean, it takes a few minutes just to traverse the steps, in the courtyard to get to his portion of the castle. I mean, it's not like, and beam me to in front of the. I now need to be in front of the.
We set our hearth there.
Yes, yeah. We hearth. You're like.
Yeah. Have the green. Yeah. So, what about the kobolds? Do you guys want to leave them? I mean, I know you said to get rid of them before sundown.
Did he know?
They've
been good kitchen help. No, he said we could keep a few around.
A few, but the rest of them.
Yeah, but
how many do you think there are?
I don't think there's as many. I think there's probably like 5 running around this
Also,
place,
aren't we supposed to
possibly.
be good in this campaign?
Yeah, but
I'm thinking about a bit.
I figured there'd be about a
So that you
dozen.
understand. probably a dozen trying to do all of the duties with cleaning, cooking, and maintaining.
Yeah.
So we need to get rid of
Duty.
two.
Yeah. Unless you brought
Say
your
again,
apron. He said duty.
Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you brought your apron to start cooking and cleaning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need them.
Yeah. I guess we could tell them that.
Yeah.
Just use them as servants.
Everyone needs staff.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna head upstairs and talk to old Blaggy?
Sure.
Okay. Need some help?
Nope.
Oh wow, you're triple fisted.
Yeah. He's a thirsty boy. Well, he got
guess.
Zuko water.
Oh, okay.
Oh. That was for a human being. Who was
No.
the other copy for?
Not it. Probably the right.
I mean, I could use a refill.
Fetch me coffee, boy.
I'm not a barmaid.
Just a kobold.
But I did it on
Just
TV.
saying.
You need to get some sandbags if you're gonna be a bar.
Yeah, I can show you. I can do you up some makeup, some scales.
Yep. All right. So if you go upstairs and you talk to Blagathis, he would probably say, "So you're returning so early?
Yeah.
Was what do you need?
Oh, I was gonna see your dude. Do some fixage.
Nothing to fix.
Was he on a pedestal?
What are you gonna
Okay.
Oh, really?
do? So you return so soon. Are things going against you?
Oh no. We've defeated the dragon.
Really, do tell. You're saying you've removed that filth from the castle.
Have you ever seen scales this large?
Oh. Well played, young sir. Well played.
We definitely
So, where-
use cheats codes against the
Cheat
DM.
Up, down, up,
There
down,
was-
right, left, beat.
Yep. 80, reset.
Yeah.
You can't argue those facts.
So, how did you dispose of the dragon?
We killed him.
Dispose as in get rid of body?
Well, yes, you certainly don't want the corpse of rotting flesh around here, do you? Obviously, if you're here and you claim to dispatch the beast,
We killed him, yes. You're absolutely correct.
how do you plan on disposing of him?
That's where we need your help because you didn't
can't
ask us
lift
to
him.
dispose it. You asked us to take care of it, and we killed it.
We can't lift him.
I suppose I'll have my ogres.
T for time out. Let me look at something.
T for Tiamat.
I suppose I can have some ogres go attempt to move the larger pieces.
How much does he weigh?
The dragon?
An adult dragon, a lot.
Okay, well,
Like, I don't know how much, but a big number.
if we cut him off in 500-pound chunks,
You could burn the body.
we're good to go. We'll get Tenzor's floating disc and we'll just push it off the back and then we'll angle it and just like start chucking pieces of the dragon back.
Okay. If that's something you think you can do, then great. I will.
I'm just
I will. I think
looking at
that sounds like a reasonable thing. I'm sure I can get a couple of ogres to assist you in, we'll just say, the dismemberment of the dragon, and then you can deal with the nefarious blood loss. But I'm sure you know how to clean up after yourselves. You appear to be relatively proficient.
Yeah, if there's any blood on anybody, I'm gonna just press digitation that off with them all the time. Be like, yeah, we like to keep it clean.
Okay.
Look.
Well, there's
dragon.
really only one thing left for us to complete our deal. I need you to take me to the spine of the world, return me to my people, and
What's the air postage cost of that, guys?
release my
Yeah, how does
wife.
does he want us to return?
Release my wife from her bondage.
Alright.
Wait, is she not already?
No.
Oh.
No, the magic that bound her here permanently has been broken, but she has not yet been returned to her native plane. It'll take us about a week to travel. And so for that period of time, I will teach you the controls, how to control the direction and the features of the castle, how to transport it, how to use how to basically give it instructions like where to go. It's not really GPS. It's like go north, go west. You have physical controls. There's big massive buttons. They're all ruined. And so he's going to go through and tell you all of your controls. Is just I'll teach you how to run the. Why can't this? I'll teach you how to control the castle. And then once we reach the what's called the spine of the world, it's a set of mountains. So there's a glacier he wants to be dropped on. Once we reach the glacier, then I'd like to give her a proper funeral and say my last goodbyes, and then
I'm assuming like a boat. Boat down the river, catching
well,
on fire.
it's not a boat
A Viking?
from his perspective, but yeah, it's very
The Viking traditional.
Yeah, but it's
That's awesome.
But so he describes to you like what his desire is for paying his respects to his wife. He's been able to continue this relationship with her since she was bound to the castle, but he understands that it's more important for her to move on. And so, hold on. Dadgum. I cannot find stuff on my phone anymore. It is just ridiculous. Like, why can't I find the things that I want? It just makes no sense. This is driving me crazy. Why can't I open my book?
Is it doing that one thing where it's glitched where it says it can't find it?
Well, it says I'm like supposed to have the books downloaded here, and I'm trying to look at these, and it's like I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going, it has to be here because this is a thing.
Pretty sure that happened to me, but I don't own it. So.
I hate this. I can't find the stuff that I'm trying to do. Alright, it finally showed up. Alright, so you have, there's 18 different commands that can be given to the castle. So you have one that's an alarm, and it makes kind of a howling wind sound.
Mm-hmm.
You have an all clear, it looks like basically a loud whisper. Tells you that you don't have.
Should.
And we'll be able to look back in at this.
Okay.
At some
No,
point.
okay.
I'm just telling you kind of some things.
Is
Right.
this like actually in the book?
Hmm?
To where we can do a copy paste essentially?
Yeah. You can anchor it in any position on the ground or in the air, right? And the castle will remain stationary despite any wind, storm, or other effect. Like it.
Really?
When you tell it to anchor, it's set.
That's
Um,
crazy.
There is you can say calm, and that is the exact opposite of storm, right? So one turns on a storm, calm removes it. So if you say storm, it says the clouds around the castle darken and churn, becoming rumbling thunderclouds within 1 minute. Until then, the calm room cannot be activated, so it has to be all the way a storm before you can calm it. Once the thunderclouds have formed, the creature that activated the storm can use its action while standing on the steering chamber to target one creature it can see with a lightning bolt. The lightning bolt has a range of 1,000 feet and can target one creature or unattended object. A creature targeted by the bolt must succeed on a dex saving throw or take 22 lightning damage. Right, so you can just like turn into a storm and like lightning bolts. You can throw lightning bolts. You can be like Thor.
We're delivering messages with lightning speed.
So calm, right? So
See what you did there.
if you hit the calm rune, it turns it off. It takes a minute to turn off, and then while it's turning off, you can't turn it back on. So you can't like super cycle it.
Is that like 1 minute 10 turns?
Yes.
Specifically,
Yeah.
that's what that
Yeah,
means.
it's,
Okay.
it's literally 1 minute.
Okay.
You have cast off, which just means it's no longer anchored, right? So you can start moving. Drift means you can just drift on the wind, and it's like a balloon. It's wherever we go is where we go. If you hit the home button, it returns to the spine of the world. So it has a return to home. So if you ever need to go back to where Blackicus is, you hit home and it'll go there.
Okay.
You can also move in the cardinal directions: north, south, east, west. And if you do two at a time, you can do northeast, right? So you can kind of fiddle with the runes to kind of get your direction you want to go.
Okay.
That way. Rise, it raises at a rate of 10 feet per round, right? So it's 100 feet a minute. It's not a fast. It doesn't do anything fast.
Right.
Or sink descends at 10 feet per round. If it comes in contact with the ground, it stops. What?
I needed more light.
Oh, okay. If it comes in contact with the ground, it lands. You can turn it spin, and it'll rotate clockwise, 1 rotation a minute. You can veil it, and it creates fog and cloud around you.
Oh, that's
right.
So
And
we
after-
can like stealth this
blend
bad boy.
in. Yeah.
After 1 minute, all creatures and objects in outdoor areas within 100 feet of the castle are heavily obscured. That's 100 feet all around the outside and the inside. All creatures and objects in indoor areas are lightly obscured, so it's enough that it gets inside the buildings.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then unveil makes it remove. All that becomes clear. And then you have Widdershins, which is just rotating counterclockwise.
Okay.
Okay. So you have 13 commands that he teaches you over this week of taking him up there. He teaches you the commands. He shows you how to.
And
basically
obviously
how to
we play
run.
with it and we shoot lightning at stuff and turn things on and off.
I'm sure you're like click a click a click a
Yeah,
click a click
yeah.
a. You wanted to see stuff work. So yeah, he
Okay.
he teaches you how to work through all of your command and controls.
Okay.
Dave, do you mind if I make more coffee?
So, I mean, at
No.
what point
You brush
is he making peace with his wife? Like,
She's
does
got one
he have a designated time?
So through the week of travel, he spends a little bit of time with you to go over your command and controls and how to best use how to move stuff around.
Right.
And he explains that while the castle was under his control, he had ogres basically manning the parapets and doing all of that work. And when they land, you're not going to have that.
Right.
He's gonna the ogres are going to leave with him.
Do
You're
anyone want to
free.
stay?
They do not. They're.
There's one that was making eyes with him, so there might be one or two that might want to stay. I'm just.
You mean I? He was making an
He was making an eye with him.
Making an eye.
There might be
Yeah.
some that have taken a liking to us. I'm just
That's
a
true.
general question. Like,
That's true.
if not, that's fine. I'm just wondering.
They're not. The campaign's not going to permit any further wackiness. We're already.
Well, they would
what I'm
stay.
doing already.
They would stay in the castle. Like, they wouldn't be friends to help us at all. I was just thinking for the storm, our keep, whatever it is, for our
You're-
stronghold.
You will, when we deal with stronghold stuff, you will be attracting your own followers that will be performing those duties and part of your expense list. So as as you land and anchor in the spine, and are up on this, this expansive, what's the word I'm looking for? I hate one of those words. Like a glacier, right?
Mhm.
So it's like a big winter glacier. You're in the mountains and there's a lot going. As you drop off Blagacus and the ogres, they take you down this winding path of mountains through a ravine where the snows are finally starting to melt and kind of come down through. And so there's a wide river that heads out generally towards sea. And so they build to just take some logs and lash them together and make kind of a very crude boat. And then they have a ceremony whereby
I'm playing music.
they say goodbye. Yeah, I mean you're probably playing some sad songs
Amazing Grace.
and on the bagpipes.
Hell yeah! I think
Yeah.
I think I am proficient in bagpipes. No joke.
Yeah. So as they do this, then it basically comes time. You can tell that they cast off the funeral pyre and there's in this boat they fill it with leaves and dry brush and pine needles and stuff that would burn, and they kind of push it out onto the river and let it start moving out.
Mhm.
And then he basically turns to you and gives you a nod and says, "It's time to say goodbye."
All right. I'm gonna cast banishment or banish on the castle.
Okay. And as you do that, you see him. Blagacus kind of turns his eyes up toward the sky and says his wife's name one last time. He says, "Escarlata, I love you, and I will see you in due time." And then you kind of hear this odd silence that's like waves out, almost like a shock wave. You can kind of hear there's sound.
Mhm.
You can hear crickets and chirps and stuff, and then all of a sudden it's like it goes dead silent for a couple of seconds,
Mhm.
and then you can hear things again. It was almost like this wave of silence that rips across everybody. And as that happens, Blagacus picks up this bow and lights it and like launches this flaming arrow out.
Fireball.
And hits the boat and all of the stuff, and it just kind of erupts slowly into flame and burns as it goes down the river. So
He's gonna do something.
I'm like, I thank you for doing all that you've done.
That's awesome.
I look forward to working with you in the future. And so he takes you all back to, I guess you'd say, a hearth. I mean, I wouldn't call it his home, but it's probably the closest thing to an inn/living space that I could describe. And he offers you food. Excuse me. Food and drink and rest, and sends you on your way. At which point you're free to lift off. So you kind of get back on your castle. You know how to make it go. So you all are free to take the castle really at this point wherever you like. So again, the movement. I was talking earlier about strongholds and followers. Hold on. Yes, sir. Okay, I will see what I can do. Right back. Un momento, per favore. So I was explaining we're going to build in some content for strongholds and followers. as you read that content in the PDF that I post back to the shared D&D space or whatever, then you can kind of decide how we do that. You know, what that's going to look like, what things you want to see built, and how we are. So we'll just figure that out over the next week or two, you know, what you read. But like I said, the keep, you know, or the at least the keep portion, which is what I'm going to call like the rear turret where Blagathus was upstairs, and the main walls is what I'm going to call the keep, for the, at least for the sake of getting started. So that's going to be level 1. It'll already be, that already is level 1. Any other thing that you want to repurpose or repair, so if you want to repair towers, they're just going to be half the costs and time of what you see in that product. So if it says it takes 150 days, it's going to take 75 days, and instead of 10,000, it's going to be 5,000. And that way, and if you're repurposing a room, so like the barracks where
we killed everything?
where the dragon claws were, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you were to repurpose that from a barracks for the dragon claws and you turn it into, I don't know, a temple, right? Then that's going to be half the time to get that to level 1, right?
Oh, we're using this like command center, like actual
Yeah,
bases and
what-
like the thing.
Yeah,
That's cool. Okay.
we're gonna be using the strongholds and followers.
No, is this your story or is this something you're changing as?
This is me.
Oh, okay.
So so according to the book, you are not supposed to have this castle. You are either supposed to be crashed into the ground, kind of where you are, or crashed into the ground at the spine of the world. That's you're supposed to be marooned. And you know, I mean, you're
This
either
is too
way,
good to
you're-
pass up, though.
your weeks from, well, it's a lot more interesting to give you something that you can do, because it's not so much that the castle is that cool. I mean, it could be, but the benefits of having a stronghold does things for your characters. So like if you're a fighter and you have a what they call a fortress, well then if you spend a week in your fortress hanging out, then you get a benefit for a while. Right? You get this extra benefit. If you're a bard and you spend a week in your, you know, in your playhouse, you know what I mean? What do you call it? What do you call where you have plays? Isn't it
Scat doodle.
your
Wow. Theater.
your theater? Thank you. You spend a week in your theater,
Scat doodle,
right?
something better.
And you get
Yeah.
it's a playhouse.
That's even worse.
Isn't it a play? It's where you have plays, like the Globe
Yes.
Theater is a playhouse. Anyway.
I think on a smaller scale they are called playhouses.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, and if you're a cleric or
We're big stuff though.
a paladin or something, and you build a temple or a shrine in the name of your deity, you know, you can get benefits for doing that. Wizards can research spells, right? So you can start modifying spells, you know, which customizes them and makes them do extra cool stuff. So I think there are other flavor items for how we build this campaign, considering the campaigns are so long, right? When we play together, I mean, this one book has taken us 15 months.
No,
Wow.
Rise
I
of
can't believe
Tiamat
it's
is
been
going
that
to
long.
take another 15 months.
that's crazy.
And so what I'm saying is that I think there's a lot of opportunity for doing other things and making your characters more personalized and getting some cool benefits.
Yeah.
But I think that this stuff does. We're probably not going to be having kingdom level warfare, you know.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. Huh?
Not yet.
Yet, but I'm just saying there are things that this covers. There are tactics. There are things that are part of what you could do with this content. I don't know that we're going to get into all that. I do think that it would be cool for some or all, however you want to do it, to build things that you find interesting into the castle and making it yours. It gives you a place that is your home, right? You have a base, and of course, I'm mixing your castle with the galleon because the galleon is a ship and it can move, and your castle floats. So,
Right.
anyway, So the next thing to do is to go through loot. So somebody needs to roll me a d6 because that d6 is going to determine some things. And then you're going to need some d20. Or no, then you're going to need some d100.
I think you have all the dice. I don't think anybody got dice out tonight.
Oh.
What do you got?
I have dice.
Do we want him to roll for us, guys?
No, you don't. You don't want to trust me for that.
Okay, well then, Panda, you are up. If it's just one person, right? Unless Joe.
Joe's got dice.
Joe, are you ready to roll?
I've got a fire D6.
Is it Courtney?
All I'm saying is, I'm going to need a d6 roll, and then everybody, you literally have to roll your own d100.
Oh, okay.
You cannot use other people's dice. If you need some dice, I'll give you some,
Alright,
but
so
I won't.
the D6 was not fire, it was a nat
I'm
1.
just gonna borrow his.
It was a 1?
There you
Okay.
go.
What's this one, right?
Yeah.
It's not
100.
1, and that doesn't mean anything, just so you know.
Oh, wait.
It's not 1 is bad, 6 is good. It's not like that.
That pouch is
Did you
used.
roll the d6?
I'm not even gonna get towers.
No.
This one's
I don't
Okay.
know.
It just doesn't. So you rolled a 1?
Does anybody need a tower? Too?
I'm good. I'll just roll it right here.
Okay. Hold on, and I'll tell you what you've won. You've just won.
A new card!
You've just won loot package 1. That's what it is. There were 6 loot packages.
Mm-hmm. Okay, there you
That I made up, and I've got to get logged in here. And as soon as I get logged in here, oh come on, for heaven's
Should we
sake!
roll?
Because I couldn't print them all off because they're long. So
I still
okay, loot package
I
1.
feel like I need a tower.
I think is this one.
Didn't get much underneath it without trying to destroy the thing.
Yeah, it's super hard.
Okay, loot package 1 is worth a grand total value of 77,520 gold pieces.
Ooh, nice.
Alright.
You only
We
got
got
77,000
no.
little light.
Okay. There are approximately 10,000 gold in miscellaneous magic items that are not going to be specified. It's just bullcrap, and you're going to be selling it back on the market. I'm not going through all these magic items.
go. All right.
Okay? I got about 10
You
grand.
said 10,000 in magic items?
Yep.
I bought is gonna be stocked.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know.
Warehouse.
I'm retiring.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're done.
Matt's coming back. We'll just
We're
win the
good.
lottery.
Okay, so we start out, just the cash, the raw cash, is 2,130 platinum. 13,500 gold.
This is Joe, right?
This is the group. This
Oh.
is the total value of the hoard
I'm
that
writing.
you are digging
Okay.
out. Then I did actually I actually kept the gem list. So I actually have, so I have cash, then I have a miscellaneous for, hey, there's other stuff, right? Like there's other magic looty stuff that we're not going to go through. I'm not going to make a thing of that.
Yeah.
But there's some art objects that I kept. That, you know, hey, whatever, if you're wanting to feel a little artsy and you're like, I want to carry around a thing, or I want to decorate my castle with something, right?
Oh yeah.
There's art. So I'm just saying, there's art in here. So I specifically have some art stuff. And then I have gems. And so I have those specified. I will send those out to everybody so that you can see this list. And then you can decide. For example, there's a black pearl worth 300 gold. There's a black pearl worth 700 gold.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a golden pearl worth 120 gold. So I don't know if any of those things, as gems, become interesting to you based on being a spellcaster, right? So that's why I just left them the way they are, because sometimes you'll look forward and look at spells and you're like, I need an opal worth at least this, right?
Right.
And so I wanted to leave the gems just exactly the way they are. Now, obviously, if they're crap gems to you, they're straight value line money, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the total hoard, like I said, for you all is 77,000. That is the total value. That's cash and prizes. Now for the cool thing.
Definitely need that art for decorating this castle.
There you go.
All right, so now we're on to the percentile dice rolls. This is what I need everybody to do. I need you to roll percentile dice 4 times. I will tell you what each of those items are. You can only keep 3 of the 4 items you roll for. Right? And so you're going to roll for 4 items. There's really only going to be 3 in real. It's just in case you get something that you're like, this is complete crap. You may trade these items once you have them, right? But you cannot trade before you've decided what you're keeping.
Are you gonna say it out loud, or are you gonna give us a list to ourselves?
No, I'm gonna tell you what you're doing.
Okay.
It's too big a pain in the butt to get it the way.
I need
So,
percentile.
since you're here and you're right here, I need you to roll your percentile dice.
Okay.
I will tell you your first one, and you
Let's
need
see.
something to write on, so you can write this stuff down.
Okay.
You need 2 d10s.
Are they all in the? These are all like actual items in the game.
These are all in the DMG.
Okay, so we can just go, if you go to the equipment stuff, you can say
I can tell
add
you-
item, and it'll add
Yes,
item.
you will have all of this.
Okay.
You
Are you
should
writing
have
it
all
down
of
then?
this.
I'm
Just
yeah.
gonna type it for you.
And again, rolling low and rolling high does not mean
Does not
anything.
matter.
These are just,
Okay.
Well, I mean,
this is all over the
stuff,
shop.
so add it to
Okay,
your own
so this
inventory.
one is a 10 and a 6.
do you like?
I don't know exactly. I haven't done
That's
the
16.
percentile. Okay, so 16. Oh, 16.
16.
This is
And then this-
Okay, so you got a belt of dwarven kind.
one roll.
Okay.
So you have a belt of dwarven kind.
I see.
It's the DMG page 155.
Okay.
So if you go to equipment and you type in
Before you
the
tell
working
us
guide, and
But
you
you can only keep 3 of these 4 things.
Okay. So the
So write them down first, and then you can go look at them.
second roll was a 40 and a 9, so 49.
49.
right, that's what I'm saying. Just add it to your inventory because it's
Oh.
Anywhere.
Yeah,
Well,
you can do that.
You can write this
I'm just writing it down, and then I'll add the ones in
Whatever.
inventory that.
you do however you want
Okay,
to do.
49 is a staff of charming,
Ooh. Okay.
DMG 201. Or you could, like I said, you can just add them if you want. You're right. You just have to you have to chuck one of them.
No,
What page was it? Sid?
Staff of charming 201.
Okay.
What? Just add it.
Okay.
If you just add
It's
it,
so
it'll
much
be
easier
there.
'cause then
And then you can
it's
read
already
about
there.
it. You can
Okay.
see whether you want to keep it or not.
Oh no, that's yeah.
Or trade it.
40%, literally. Yeah. What would you like to know?
Bill, like
You like
really?
these
Yeah. Okay. What I'm saying is you'll be able. Okay, don't read about them now.
Okay. Okay.
Do your third roll.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
Derek.
Well, I'm trying to add the other.
I know what Derek
Did
will
you get
read.
the? Did you get the staff of charming?
Staff of Charming. I need to add that. Yeah. Okay, there. it
There's
is.
nothing on this list I think that is bad. There's just
Are you sure?
So another 60.
60.
Or sorry, 16. 16.
Oh, 16. So you can't have the same thing twice.
Okay.
Somebody else could get the same thing twice, but you can't get it twice.
53.
53. That is a staff of the woodlands.
Okay. Okay, and then the last one is 81.
Sensor of controlling air elementals.
Oh.
Some of this stuff is really cool, but it's all random. I mean, it's just like
Oh wow.
it's all come from random tables, and I built a random table.
All
based
right.
on that.
So when do I have to decide whether I'm trading it or?
You cannot. You can't do anything.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You have to decide on which of those 4 things you don't want.
Oh, okay.
That is your
So
decision.
I pick 2
You
and get
cannot
rid of
tell-
2.
No, you
Okay.
pick 3.
Oh,
Get
pick
rid of 1.
3. Okay.
You did 4.
Okay.
You can only keep 3.
Okay.
And when I say keep 3, it means those are the only 3 that actually existed in the Hoard.
Oh, okay. I
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. I gotcha.
I'm letting you roll for 4 in case you get something. That's
Right.
like,
That's kind of like.
there is no freaking way I want this. You know, like I don't. Want. Well, then that turns out that wasn't in the Hoard after all.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, that
But
wasn't.
once you have the 3 items, you may trade after that. I'm just saying, your decision on what to drop back is your decision.
Okay.
All right, roll me some D100. Colin.
Okay, let's do these. 88.
Dwarven guy.
So I need to add. Hold on, sorry.
You're not old, and there's no add thing.
Well, I have to add the item so I know what to get rid of.
Oh, I see. Okay, you have an Ioun Stone of Agility.
Okay. IU.
IOUN. And you said stone, and then there
Stone.
should have one for agility.
Agility. Okay. Wow, that's wondrous. That's cool.
It's very rare.
Okay. Let's roll again.
Some of this stuff is amazing.
Do you want to use the same ones or do you like take use
Are you looking at that?
either one, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay, 29.
29. All right. Incoming for 29. 29 is a +1 shield.
Is it just called +1 shield?
Yep. Or you
Or
just
you
type
could just
shield.
shield.
If you type shield,
Yeah.
and then it should have a in
+1.
magic ones. There should be a +1.
Well, I'll just remember to do that because
Is
that
your
was
fancy? You just painted it black.
Yeah.
I figured that'd be
It's
the
awesome.
easiest for.
It is so fantastic. It's stupid. That is so cool. I love it. I love it.
I'm gonna
It's my precious.
take it
It's
home
my
and I'll write some runes in the book.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
not seeing that on there. So I'll just get that in a second.
fine.
Shield +1, that's fine. Okay, let's do no. Just while you're drinking.
79.
Never off.
Okay.
Ooh.
79. Necklace of fireballs.
It's shield, Michael. So you know. Once you're done with that one.
Necklace of fireballs.
Mhm.
Sweet. Balls of fire on my neck. What I want. Shield,
Yeah, and it brings all those up.
Oh, nice. Okay, and the +1. Add. Okay, check. I've got those, and then last one. Come on, come on, come on.
Going to blue.
Oh, it's a good one.
48.
48?
Didn't we do 48 or 49 the first time?
I don't know.
Well, he wants you to get 32. Isn't that the magic number for you? 31.
Hold on. Stop. What did you roll?
48.
48. 48 is Staff of the Woodlands.
Oh, that's what Derek got.
Tragic.
Yeah.
There are repeats in this. There are,
Hey, that's all
there's
right.
more. It's
Yeah.
more than one possibility to get different things. And no, I didn't pay a lot of attention to it, so this
Yeah.
is not necessarily well curated. There's a lot of copy
So now we
paste.
gotta pick what we want. We get 3 of the 4. This is one.
Say hi to your son.
All right, Joe. Roll me some numbers.
Show me.
All right, 31.
3-1. Rod.
31.
Rod of rulership.
Lost and 10. Okay, Rob for
What's your
shit.
head?
Rod of rulership. I even forget what that one does.
You can use
increase
extra
24.
Or net the stones is separate.
Okay, what was the number? 24?
Correct.
Okay, this is
wow.
mithril armor, and it's full plate.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Okay, 4-3.
4-3. Scroll of protection from beasts.
From beasts.
Yeah, when you do scroll of protection, it's beasts.
Oh, this increases my
Full
dexterity
plate?
by 2. Wow, this thing is orbital. So I've got just a sphere.
And 0-4.
Like a
Yeah.
meteor
Okay.
going around me.
And go back and look. It doesn't.
Dexterity
There's
Right.
like no
is this.
bad thing. It's
Adds
quiet.
2.
You said 0-4.
These
Correct.
things, so like acrobatics
That's
increases.
potion of fire
My
breath.
throwing increases. That's cool. So that's a good one.
Cool.
Like, I'm gonna keep that anywhere.
All right, is that all 4 of yours?
Yep.
Okay. Pandora.
I mean, I'm willing to trade.
Roll.
Look at my fireballs. That's what I'm
35.
35. You have a spell scroll of teleportation circle.
Whoa.
Oh, did you hear that, Joe?
Transcribe
No.
that.
Spell scroll of teleportation circle.
No, what is? I didn't hear. What
Ooh.
Necklace of fireballs.
I did hear that. I didn't know if there was something else I missed. What level is it? Like 9?
I don't know
Wow.
what spell.
I don't
you'd
know.
have to
That's
look
pretty
up
potent.
You'd have to look up teleportation circle. I don't know what that is off the top of my head.
What? A whole necklace?
That's
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
But does it regenerate?
I don't know.
11?
I don't think so.
11, I don't think so.
Oh wait, no. it
Okay,
charges,
you found
but I
another
don't think it
spell scroll.
regenerates.
This time of
That's the only
confusion.
thing.
Is that crazy?
That is crazy.
That's
Okay,
like
she's getting
What's the
armor
purple
here in a
then?
minute.
um.
I know, and then the belt's gonna go to him.
The best part is the second part, but read that.
Yeah.
Y'all go all Ripley.
I want to take these and I want to put them in a box and ship that to Tiamat.
You said I need to make it
Interesting.
Stone
32.
that orbits me
No.
with.
Oh,
with
okay.
the
Maybe
hit-
any
I don't
number.
hitbox.
31.
That's
31.
crazy,
But
yeah.
then to increase my dex by 2.
Roll again.
So me, not
Yeah.
likely. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not dexterous,
That's
but
pretty
like,
crazy.
There's another belt.
What was your fourth thing? I see one
that-
ones.
that won't work.
What is it?
which I haven't messed with.
That's
It's okay.
triple
I
zeros.
already- That's how I looked at it.
No, that's actually
My little
literally zero.
Shield plus
That
1,
is
which I
literally
already have.
zero.
Oh, so
This
probably
is
get
the
rid
one
of
you
that
guys
one.
wrote
Is
10
that
on the
that's
top.
good?
That's so lucky.
I'm
You got the
taking
one that
that's
has
good.
10.
Wow, it's not just her D20, Joe. She literally rolled a zero on percentile dice.
Chan Chan.
I guess.
Yes,
That's
absolutely
100.
correct.
That's 100. What?
He says he's
You're
laughing
flaming
at my
nuts on your
flaming
neck?
nuts.
First
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah,
That's well, yeah. Shit, that's 100.
It's 100.
that's awesome.
Is
So-
that it's
so
good?
you have-
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the one goodie that I put on there. 'Cause
Oh, okay.
a lot
Do
is
this,
hard to do.
Moran.
And it was probably built just for you.
I
You
don't.
turn into Tiamat.
The
Yeah.
whole couple's the loot whore.
This is the.
The whole couple's a blue horse.
You know.
Gummit, you loot whore on me.
Like husband, like wife. That's funny.
Okay, this is
You got the sword, so.
You found a belt of frost giant strength.
Wait,
Whoa.
what?
Belt.
Belt
Oh, that's
Frost
the one. That's the
giant
moneymaker.
frost.
Gosh.
Unicorn.
Giant strength.
Just look at it.
Okay.
What's this?
Bear.
Oh
I feel like that's a billion strength.
That's the one I
It's
want
the
to get
tail.
rid of, right?
So you have the sword and oh my
You're
god.
gonna have 23 strength. So now you're just gonna be hitting for like truckloads
You're gonna hit everything
every time.
all the time.
And these are things that I'm gonna keep and
Right. So what's gonna
have
happen?
as we go
Well,
forward.
right. So the
Okay.
way this is working is you're digging through the hoard.
Right.
Which way?
And in theory, you're finding 3 objects. I'm letting you roll
Okay.
the dice 4 times.
Right.
One of those things you didn't really find. If you're like, this is
Oh,
this
this
is
is no
stupid.
good.
I do not want this.
Well, that's,
Okay.
Then you turns out you magically didn't find that.
Then you
You only are going to find 3 things
Okay.
you're interested in
You
having.
get an-
Okay, so that was your 3rd roll. I need you to roll your 4th roll.
Okay.
Oh, of course.
And if you throw that with that belt of frost giant strength, we'll all laugh at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, put that.
Okay.
You need to
It was
use that.
94. What?
It was the other special
Whoever
thing.
tries
Okay.
to DM Tiamat.
94 is a potion of flying.
Oh gosh.
Why not? Let's see
There
if
you go.
Ibot can recreate that. That'd be great.
Yeah, the teleportation.
So I'm gonna get
thing,
rid of the
that's-
shield. Does anybody? Nobody wants a shield,
Wait,
right?
what?
She uses a shield.
Actually, yeah, that might be better. Well, no, because you usually
Plus
use
1
the-
shield.
I don't know if it's better than the shield you have.
I mean, I
You
guess
cannot
technically I
ask.
can't ask yet.
You cannot
Hmm.
ask.
I use a shield.
You have to determine whether or not you're keeping it. And if you keep it,
If I don't ask, can I just inspect her shield? Because that's not asking.
um,
And then I can make my judgment off that, because that's like external wear. She's holding it.
you can ask her questions about what she possesses. You may not ask her if she's interested in using a different item.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Joe, I use a shield. Sits there quietly.
Yeah, it's called a spell. Okay,
Me?
it's time for your dice roll rolls.
100.
Nope, that's a 30.
Damn it.
It's these,
300.
it's these that help you.
Oh, okay.
You got a plus 60 modifier, clearly.
Yeah.
Oh, crap, that's still only 90.
Okay.
No?
No, you can't have that.
Plus 100 to charisma. 36.
36. That is spell scroll of cloud kill.
Oh,
What the?
If you're in a cloud, you can kill.
Can you write down cloud
good
kill
idea.
for me real quick?
Yeah.
Thanks. 83.
Helm of brilliance. Just telling you. I'm just going to tell you something. You need to read it all very carefully.
Oh, I know. I'm not wearing that. Someone else might, but I ain't wearing it. 79.
79. Necklace of Fireballs.
Oh, nice. I got balls of fire on my neck too.
You like it, don't you?
34.
I will show you. I mean, tell you.
Can I touch your fireballs?
You.
Spell scroll
burn
for
off.
control water. Was that all 4 years?
Yeah.
I thought I only gave you 3.
Nope, because I got the helm, the scroll,
And then necklace.
and the necklace.
Yep, you're right. Okay. So that's the loot. Everybody needs to make a decision on the 3 things they're keeping.
Okay.
Delete the 4th one. That is your stuff. That is your loot. Now, after that, you would then have conversations about what you may or may not want to keep, share, trade. These are things you dug through individually and found in the hoard of value.
So I can ask her what her shield is that she's using.
There's
can ask
no...
Because that's not seeing
You
if
can
she's
ask
going
her
to take what I
about
have.
it. That's correct.
You spell cloud.
Hey Panda, what shield are you
CLOUD?
using? Are you using shield right? Or are you using 2 weapons?
There's no cloud kill spell.
I feel like a belt of dwarven kind.
Don't do a space there.
I do have a shield. It
You-
is.
You 1 second.
Yeah, okay.
I got rid of the shield, I believe, that I did have for the.
Because I know at one point we were using shield stuff together.
Yes, whenever.
And since then I've seen you combat and use swords. Or
Yes, since I got the Hazaron, I dropped that shield that I had. So I just have, as of right now, a wooden shield, from what
That's
I see.
interesting.
okay. And Joe, what kind of weapon are you currently using?
Because your Hazaron's a 2-handed sword.
I don't really use a weapon.
He
I have
has
a
his-
staff. I have a hand crossbow.
And do you
Yeah.
typically 2-hand your staff? Like, is it 2-handed or is
No,
it
I have a shield.
Oh, you hold a shield?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You actually do.
Yeah, because he's a
I
cleric.
actually do.
He's a cleric and a wizard.
Oh.
Yep.
Well,
Because he's got 1 level in cleric.
It's a clerical wizard.
Yeah, so he can like wear armor and
can I sell one of these items?
you cannot.
I tried. Ooh.
These are for use either by you or other members of your party.
So
Right.
no matter what you are, if you possess this, it will work, basically.
That is not necessarily true.
Really?
You're not going to if you had a spell scroll, you're not casting that spell because you cannot do it.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay.
You may have a spell that you could think to yourself, well, I'm going to keep it because I think it might be helpful to the party,
Right.
and you may
Okay,
intentionally
I can
give it
pass
to
it off
someone else,
somebody. Okay.
Right.
right?
Like,
But you couldn't, just because you found it and recognized what it was out of the hoard,
I
does
can't.
not mean that
Okay.
you can directly use it.
Okay.
It's still
I
subject
really like
to the
this.
limitations of your class and your level.
yeah.
Okay.
But I
Right,
feel like
because I
it's
mean, like,
limited.
This?
if somehow, like, Joe found, like, a
This is the
level
one you
9
have.
spell,
I got rid of it.
he
Yeah.
cannot
Yeah,
cast it
I've got
because
that.
he's not powerful
I've got
enough
these 3.
Mhm.
to do
Do
it.
that.
Well,
Okay.
I mean,
I
he
feel
could
like
try
Joe
if it's on his
might
cast
this.
list, but
Yeah.
you have to
And
roll a
like
DC.
this. And
He has
I'd
to,
get rid of
like,
this, even though I
roll a
don't
DC check,
want
like
to.
a
Yeah.
I'd keep this.
intelligence
for
or
Yeah.
arcana or something. To
Mm-hmm.
he has to overcome that to see if he can cast a spell that's higher level than what he's used to doing.
Okay.
There's a way to do it, to cast higher than you are, but for example, if it was a wizard spell, if nobody's in the wizard class, you
Shoot, I
cannot
don't know.
cast it.
What's
It's
really
tough.
good?
This
I
is
don't know that
really
you-
good damage.
Yeah. But the thing about it is, it doesn't regen.
Can I have a week's worth of what is it? What's the thing? Hold on, I'll tell you. Exhaustion, and keep the 4th item.
No,
I tried.
no, it's not an exhaustion issue. It's what you found.
I know. Can I be exhausted if I take 4?
No, because you're gonna have plenty of time to recover from exhaustion. That's not. That's not the purpose of this. This isn't about gaming the system. This is about, I want you to have really awesome loot.
I just have
You'll
cool
lose
stuff
the
I want to
final-
hand off. It's not stuff I even want to use. That's all.
I know. But,
That's the opposite of mine.
but you can't have, that's what I'm saying. It's not like you can't have everybody with God mode stuff all the
Right,
time.
right.
So if you have too much, there is a point at which too much it becomes too much. I think I'm being pretty generous.
Yeah, like it's
No, you are.
already going to
You
be
are.
super hard for someone to DMT in that. This is a lot.
So, keep this one, right?
Mhm.
Keep it. Then I've got this one.
Yeah.
This
Just for
Or
the
this
lulz,
one.
Dave.
one.
I'm
Take
keeping
them.
that out.
Do you know what that can do?
Yes,
Yeah,
I know.
I'm
It can
keeping
wipe
that
our
one. It's
entire
really,
party
really good.
just for the hell of it.
Pretty
Yep.
good. This
Just-
I want to give to Joe, but I don't know.
It
if
is
he
the
uses
double-edged sword in the list.
This
What's
I
it
give
called?
To Joe or Piano.
Helm of
But I
Brilliance.
can't ask.
Okay.
This one,
But
we
you can
we
keep
do.
3.
Yeah, we can keep
It
three.
takes
But this one,
paragraphs to get through.
so this is really cool. A lot of damage. But when it's done, and it's like I don't really need to do that stuff because my attacks are different than that. Like they can do all that damage.
So we did the loot dropping
Oh.
thing.
I'm
Um,
thinking-
I explained to you that the travel is going to travel like a galleon, so you've got basically about 140 miles a day. You add 24 miles a day of speed for each level that the castle goes up. So again, the keep becomes the primary thing. That's what's level 1 right now. So if you take the keep to level 2, or you take the keep to level 3, right? If you do that, the thing that does at the keep level, as opposed to the towers level, right?
We can use
That will allow you to travel faster,
Okay.
right? So if you're like, instead of doing 5 times 24 miles, if you go to the next one, it'd be 6 or 7 or 8, right? So it gets a little faster
Right.
as it levels up, and that makes sense. And the reason it's based on a ship, and of course, flying castle, it's you're harnessing air currents, right? Like the sails of a ship, you can go faster with bigger sails, and the way the magic on work. Anyway, so that's your travel for now. And then we talked about, how you went to the spine. It is about a 3, maybe 4 day trip back to Waterdeep from the spine,
Okay.
from where you are. If you don't want to go to Waterdeep, that's fine. If you do want to go to Waterdeep, that's also fine. This becomes your downtime. Now, I will say that you will have to anchor at a city, whether it be Waterdeep or probably Baldur's Gate, or probably Neverwinter's not going to be. Neverwinter's too far north. They're not going to have the materials to help you.
Okay.
So you can either be at Waterdeep or Baldur's Gate if you want to improve your castle, like repair it.
Right.
That's the only place you're going to be able to find the artisans and the materials. It'd be far enough south to
So the ones I'm getting rid of.
be able to put those together.
Keeping it.
So you all can text each other and decide where you want to go,
Okay.
how you want to do that. Like I said, as you all read the content and decide on how many, like what upgrades you think you're interested in, and kind of where you want to go with your stronghold, then we'll make decisions there. We'll do some timeline stuff, and then obviously, if any of you have your own personal side quests, things that your character would want to do, then let me know, and we'll get together and we'll run that.
I got you. All right.
All right. With that, that concludes Hoard of the Dragon Queen. For now, I have nothing else. Do you all have any other questions?
Can we play through our visit to Divebot?
Sure. Do you want to go to Waterdeep?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not.
That'd be an easy first thing. Why I think we'd all want to stop there.
Right, I would imagine like
That's definitely a group. Because
Yeah.
Waterdeep is also where we did Order and
Harper's.
Harper's, right?
Harper's,
Yeah.
So technically, that's one of our first stops.
Yeah, I
anyway.
think that's like where we need to go. Like,
Yeah, that makes sense. Because I haven't put any thought in it, I'm not going to try and tell you, like,
What did you say?
what, you know what I mean? Like, we're not going to have conversations between the Harpers and stuff.
No, you're fine.
But
That way
this
you can
is,
add it.
What's it called?
this is Waterdeep,
Belt of Dwarven Code.
and
Can you put a set of die to hold that down?
just one die,
Yeah, just
so we
pick any
have
of them.
something.
You're good.
So where do you plan on, where do you plan on landing your castle. I think I see a spot for it.
Did you remove it?
City
Yeah,
of the
I
Dead.
read it.
What did you say?
Just park on the City of the Dead.
Yeah.
We'll just be on top of all the
Well,
bodies.
can't we be invis?
I mean,
We can-
nobody
And
would.
we
Park on
catch,
top
we
of the
can catch the
mountain.
big cloud and
Mount
kind of like,
Waterdeep.
How long does the cloud last? Did it say?
Until you turn it off.
Okay, so can we just like roll in like a thunderstorm, like from the coast, and just have a floating thunderstorm out there?
We could park in the
I
bay.
think that would be probably the best.
how do we
It
get
is
back
a
up
great-
into
See
the?
most
How are you
abnormal.
going to travel from your castle?
I
to
can
the city?
fly.
I
So
understand, but you
Yeah,
can only
wyverns.
fly for like
Why-
1
yeah.
minute.
This is what's
Question.
yeah,
If you're
Why don't
10,000
we
feet.
just come down to the water level, cruise up to the dock,
Yeah.
throw them some lines, and then step off the floating castle?
Yeah.
You mean lower it all the way to the water?
Yeah. That's what I was
Yeah.
saying.
Can
Why
it,
don't you
can
just
it
come in the
still
bay?
can we still
It's
make
gonna
it
scare
foggy?
the hell out of them, but we're a boat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if we can also make it foggy, we don't have to make it stormy.
If it's foggy, then it might
we're
scare
running
them.
into yeah.
I
I don't think it'll be a problem.
Let me say,
Can-
okay.
can-
I have no problem with you coming and floating into the water, looking like a giant iceberg. You know,
Ding,
that's this whole. You have all this harbor to be in.
How big is the castle compared to that? Like, we're talking, how big is that actually?
I don't know because I don't know this scale. This is 250 feet, so
We could come through the gate and just
it's
be like,
maybe it's not going to be that wide. It's not going to be.
So it's a half inch essentially.
It's like you
We'll have
you
to
could
take the
pull up
big
to this
dock.
pier.
Yeah.
We're a
You
cruise
could-
ship running around.
Yeah, like you're going to be coming up to this guy.
Okay.
I'm just saying you could do that.
Can
The other
we
thing
do-
I think that works is because this is built on a hill right here, you could actually land here and just float and anchor right so that your castle
On the
doors,
edge there.
you're kind of hanging off
Santa
the edge.
Claus
That's what
is
it was
dead?
in Parnast, right?
yeah.
So in Parnast, the castle's set and butted up next to a cliff.
Yeah, because we don't have
Okay.
any way out the bottom because you haven't built the fires to drill us a hole.
Right, and so you
No rope
you
ladders.
could park here and level yourself so that when you lower your drawbridge,
Yeah.
you're covering, this distance,
Yeah.
and the drawbridge comes down onto the ground, and then you can walk in, and you're right there at River Street.
Yeah.
Or if we decide to do the water thing, would these be high enough up, these walls? Because I'm assuming these walls you can get to. Can we just plop down?
They might think we're attacking, though.
So here's my
I
thought.
mean,
Can we pull in? Can we order whoever's on the castle, kobolds, or we might have somebody in charge?
kobolds
Say
might
in-
really.
Kobolds might be idiots. I don't
Yeah.
suggest that, but
So the
can
kobolds-
we assign someone to say in 5 days, like they can take off and go park up in the sky and go in?
We don't have anybody like that yet.
And then
No,
can
you
they?
have no controlling people.
So
Kobolds
then
are
we
here
need
to
to
clean
find
room.
Ibot and see if she
Hunting
wants to control this castle. Do you guys want to hire Joe's wife?
I'm pretty sure we don't even have to hire her. I'm pretty sure she's gonna come join us.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going. I'm really excited to find out about that.
No, I'm saying as a group, like, hey, food for thought. That's what we.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine she's gonna go, you guys have a flippin' floating castle? And she's gonna put a for sale sign on her door and go, let's go. Grab the Bunsen burners, baby.
Yeah.
We're going.
I don't know. Maybe she married the next set of adventurers that were coming through too.
Dude, that belt is awesome.
Yeah. Who? Oh my goodness, Dave.
You grow a beard.
Plot twist.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
plot twist.
We're burning down water deep.
We just sat like 1,000 miles away and just like
It's,
lightning.
Yeah.
Isn't it 1,000 miles or
1,000
something? Like
feet.
1,000 feet.
1,000
Okay.
miles.
I thought it was. Hey, I thought it was. I was
We
like,
go back out in the bay and we just
it's just
lightning.
Vision? Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
Okay.
we should probably go find out if
just
your wife-
thought we weren't doing Kingdom Warfare.
I do believe the cliff would be a good option.
Yeah,
Since
I
our
I'm just
agree.
saying, those are the two things. You can use that cliff that's kind of naturally, it falls into where, like you found it in Parnast. I think I like Joe's idea of just, coming down into the water
Yeah.
and then moving through the water like a ship and then,
Yeah.
lowering your drawbridge across
Right.
the water to meet their pier. I think
Right.
that both of those things make a lot of sense to
Never
me
mind.
on how you do it.
Yeah, it looks weird if we do that, but it's a lot less threatening than us like coming over the hills and then descending
Yeah,
in a town
agreed.
like
That's kind of my thought too.
Independence Day style.
Right. Yeah, I think the water's good.
I think the least amount of aggro we can create. Just like if they're like, oh, there's that, or like, oh god, it's coming. Like this is a huge city on watch.
Yeah.
Kaiju!
You know, because the other thing is we don't know what their perception of a floating castle would be, as far as they may already be on alert. They don't know that we're the new owners of the castle.
All of those things are true.
You know what I mean?
In the time that it took us to get here, could we be attuned to our equipment that we just lose?
Usually attunement's an hour.
Okay, so it's been well over.
It's been days.
Yeah.
Okay, so what
Can
about
we-
my draconic book? Do I know
Oh,
that?
it's been
Yeah.
days. I read my book, my intelligence book.
Yep, your intelligence book is good. That's made complete.
Ow!
Who else needs this
And-
book?
The Draconic. Who else doesn't know Draconic?
I don't know it yet.
Huh?
I don't know it yet.
Whatever.
No, seriously.
No, I don't think he does. I think
He's been studying dragons this whole time.
Yeah.
His whole freaking life.
Correct.
life, and he
I know.
doesn't
I know. I
Draconic.
picked giant, and I know giant, elvish, and common.
That's a pretty obvious oversight.
Yeah.
You're like, you're in the presence of dragons all the time.
Yeah. I don't
Okay,
think I have
then
it
yes, he needs the book.
yet.
I forget what it's called.
Is anybody? Does anybody know any sort of like Morse code or anything we can do if we come outside of the water? We can flash them like, "Hey, we're friendly," and if they send a ship out, we
Yeah.
can do that rather than
I
just
know that. Yep.
like for real. Instead
know
of
it.
just pulling in, we can just kind of like give them warning, like, "Hey, we're just coming
So
in."
what are you doing, Joe?
I'll take care of it.
Okay.
Rock on.
She's gonna start first shooting fireballs at him.
Well, right, because we just
signal.
No, you're missing.
All right,
You
so
all
here's
haven't
what
been paying
happened.
attention to who he is.
Since I'm a
Yeah.
divination wizard, we start cruising in, and I stand out on the prow,
He was a soldier for
the
that.
bow, the
No, I know
beginning,
who
the
he is.
front of the ship, and I just, hey! And that's it.
Yep.
That's
so
all we
we're
need.
like 400, 500 yards out, and this is little ant-sized guy.
Yep.
Yep.
That's all we need.
Yeah. As you get closer, as your castle ship moves in closer, the city guard and stuff you can see starts moving and making way out onto the pier where you're getting ready to be.
100%
And
salty and
as you get within about 300 yards,
kind of brush though.
Oh, I
you
know.
see someone else kind of
It's like,
pushing and,
it's doing good for now.
manipulating his way to the front,
My eyes.
and he's waving to you back.
Is it Obram?
Oh, sweet.
Oh, please tell me it's over.
Over
Oh,
my favorite
real-
guy.
Oh,
Hey, he can come work on the castle.
Yes! Yes!
Yeah. Where was
He's,
Obram?
He was
in a
ahead of the
different
city guard.
No, he wasn't.
We are going to a
Obram
different
is
city.
not. in the
Oh, I
city.
could have swore he was.
No,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
remember he
wasn't?
was before this.
Okay.
He was back in.
He got a
There's
transfer.
a guy that's like
The guy.
I got a hell of a
that's
promotion.
racist
Yeah.
against everybody.
Mm-hmm.
From greenest to this.
Yeah.
But he hates racists, but he's racist. It's
Mhm.
so
Was it?
funny.
Like,
Super
Was it
funny.
Neverwinter?
Why don't you, like,
No.
see
No.
that?
Okay.
It was
He's
one
like,
of the
"Oh, I
smaller
hate dragons,
towns.
blah, blah, blah."
Like
Okay.
we started
It's like
here,
It's like
and
Elturel, I
then
think.
yeah, I think it's Elturel, and then we
Oh,
went
okay.
up,
messed up.
and it was right before we came here.
Hold on.
Okay.
Didn't you say
Okay.
about dragons? He goes, yeah, but
The,
dragons are stupid. Like, it's so like, it's like racist.
I'm finding the name that.
It's
Who
like,
doesn't like this?
but he
Who you
doesn't like
found.
racism. He's racist. It was
So the guy that comes out, I have so many notes. I take pages and pages and pages and pages of notes.
That's one thing I did want to say. Whenever we switch to mine, do we want to do a Google Doc
and we can all
Yeah.
take
and
our
invite
notes
you? That
together.
way, everyone has the same
That would be a
type
good idea.
notes all at the same time and has different
Yeah.
areas.
Yeah,
Just a
yeah.
thought. If you
Yeah,
want
that's you notice, Joe, that
Probably a good
Captain.
idea.
I think I wrote his name down wrong, but
Where's my languages?
Blevin
Your what?
Bulov.
Languages.
Move on.
down over here.
I can't read my own
Oh,
handwriting,
I've
but
been
it's the
searching.
guy that originally set up you and Ibot.
Oh, sweet. Hey guys, it's Captain Expeditions with it.
It's Captain Witten got me married.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, so you notice that
You know,
it's-
he set my wife and I up.
Yep, he's the one that set you up. So that is who is out there to welcome you. He recognizes your old man.
Draconic?
You're old
Like that?
man.
Waddle.
The waddle, the
Yeah.
handshake. I'm so
Yeah.
tired. I've been waving. I gotta hold my hand up. So,
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
he notices you're there, and he says, it's been so many weeks. How have you been? And obviously,
Keeping this one.
Get a
You've
long rest.
been.
This is the one he just gave me.
so
Captured a castle.
I guess.
This one. This one.
What's the story with that? Is everyone friend, or
I'm already gonna give that.
should we be alarmed? I see ballistas
Give away.
on the towers.
Oh, no.
But this one's
No, those were from the previous owner. We just did a sort of a takeover payment situation.
You repoed the castle.
Oh. Okay.
necklace.
Well, what condition is she in? Is it in need of repair? I mean, I've not seen something of
That's
this
the only thing.
construction style before. You see him kind of looking around, and
Good call.
you're standing on the drawbridge. I mean, he's not really been inside the castle. He's just standing on the pier, kind of talking to you as you come into port.
Well, we could use some help rebuilding parts of her. We burned a tower pretty significantly, and there's some other damage as well. So, could probably use your help.
Okay.
Beyond my magical means.
Yeah, if you burned things, I don't know that magic is the right answer. You probably need some men and some wood and some labor.
Agreed.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that we can find you artisans. Probably put out some bids to the local trade guilds and get some progress made once you decide what all you need done. Happy to put the word out in the broadsheets that you all have arrived, and
In the bed sheets.
All right.
that you're in seek of trade skillsmen. You're skilled tradesmen, and builders and smiths and whatever you need. We can get the word out. That's not a problem in a city this size. Word will definitely
right.
travel fast, especially with something that's this magnitude.
We might need to hire a few trustworthy hands to help us sail this beast.
Sailors, you say?
No,
Yes.
not sailors.
Yeah, we can find you some sailors. Where are you?
We don't need sailors.
Why not?
We need airmen, not seamen.
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
And you'll just hear that from the peanut gallery in the back of the.
The penis gallery.
Yeah.
We've got enough of that here.
I'm just reminding our old man that. He might know
So-
better. Sorry, he'll know better.
So maybe.
Actually, yes, because I can't imagine there are very many airmen, but there's going to be a lot of sailors, and they know ropes and knots and the winds, so I feel like they'll be just as beneficial and easy to train on the air part.
Right.
Okay, deal.
Right.
Sounds good to me.
Having guys that know how to deal with the weather, see the storm coming, be able to have good eyes to catch stuff at a distance.
That's what we have a halberd for.
So, yeah.
I can't sense weather.
If we're in danger,
I feel
You
like
just have
a
to hold it in
storm's
your
coming
hand.
on.
Like lick it.
Hired as an Oklahoma meteorologist.
Whoa.
Yes.
So it's never right.
Okay. Well, as you have landed and people know, I can get you some trustworthy guys to at least keep people out of the guard, or keep people out of the your keep and everything while you're docked. I mean, I can just make that happen. I know some guys. I can take care of that. If you throw me some coin, I can get that done. We've got Well, just say excess shifts of the city guard. I'm sure everybody's looking for a little overtime. We can make that happen for you, at least in the short run. In the long run, of course, you'll want to find your own men.
Well, I'd appreciate that.
That is not a problem.
How much per day do you think that would be?
Let's see. Say you need a half a dozen guys, a couple of guys up on the towers, and another 4 on the ground, just to make sure there's enough presence to, walk around, run some patrols, make sure nobody's trying to come in off the water. Yeah, maybe. Well, we'll say 10 gold a day. 10 gold a day, we can make that work. I can make sure that nobody gets
Well, we have a lot of operating expenses. Do you think you could do it for 8?
For an old friend, I'll do it for 8.
Appreciate it.
That's not a problem.
Well, all right. Let's disembark.
Okay. You're able to. No, you're fine. Go.
What's been going on in town since we've been gone?
Well, there have been increased meetings. Obviously, I'm sure you're aware of the Harpers and the Zentarum and I want to say the King's Hand. That's not what it's called.
Orders of the Gauntlet?
Yeah, Order of the Gauntlet. Increased. There's been increased dragon activity being reported from deep in the realms, especially east of here, in the mountains. There have been other supposed cultist attacks. There have been looting parties going on. I mean, there's still stuff going, but I know enough that I've heard of talks of. Well, we'll just say, I think people know what castle this is. I don't think that that's too much of a secret and you're fooling anyone.
Well, I hope that it's encouraging to them knowing that this is no longer in the hands that it was.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not necessarily privy to their politics, but I overhear things.
Probably should
But
set this thing down.
But I'm not sure. Happy, sad, angry, congratulating. I mean, I congratulate you. It's certainly an accomplishment from my perspective.
Thank you. We'll
kudos
tell you
to
our tales of it.
Yeah, that would be great. We'll have to do dinner. Have you? I was just going to ask you a question. I forgot. Have you heard any from your wife while you're on your journeys? I wasn't sure if you were able to keep in contact.
I have not. As a matter of fact, I'm going home to sleep with my wife.
Yeah, you see him go, all right then, carry on, sir. And he kind of gives you a...
I thought he was going to say she was dead. I was like,
High five.
plot twist.
Like a little salute, a little high five, like, you go do that. You earn your keep, whatever it is you need to do. So.
Hell yeah. I'm going to go find her.
Okay. So obviously you know where she lives. I mean, you know where in the city.
Oh, I'm gonna get my owl first.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I'll stand around for a little bit until that ritual's up.
Okay. Yeah. For all intents and purposes, your owl appears. You have the ability to move and fly and do other reconnoitering as you see fit.
I'm gonna fly it ahead of me
Oh,
and I'm
okay.
gonna have it perch outside of her window as I'm walking up, so it's all romantic-like.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I'm totally gonna be following him and playing music. Like we got some notebook shit going on.
Titanic theme song.
That's crazy. Like
That is crazy.
I'm the king of the
ones that would be good for
world!
I
I don't
mean,
really research this stuff much. We've done a lot more.
if you want to cast spells, more spells, have more cantrips, you can always do the
I don't have any cantrips.
That's
You
great.
can do the. Well, you would with this.
Obviously,
You
you,
do the
as you make your way
initiate magic
toward the
initiate.
door of
that's
her
right.
tower,
What is your spellcasting modifier?
your owl perches and hits the top,
Wisdom?
and from the ground
Yeah.
you can hear her familiar kind of little squeal of glee. She's recognized your owl, and so you hear her up there, and she's like, "Oh, my honey is home!"
Hell yeah.
So you can hear her just,
That should-
and
Huh.
you start hearing
I swore that
footsteps,
it actually showed at one point.
and they're not heavy
Uh,
footsteps because she's
I know.
she's-
Let's
Yeah,
find
plus
out.
one.
she's not heavy, but you know what I mean. She's
Yeah.
she's
It might.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
you know,
you're
she's
right.
not fat, but so it's not like
For
footfalls.
paladins.
She's not working it down, but you can hear the pitter
Let me
patter
see.
of her
The
feet
reason I
and
say
her
that is 'cause
in her slipper and
whatever
robes,
spells
you
you
know, and
take
her
with initiate,
her feminine stuff
it has to be
coming
like,
down the stairs
you know,
to the door,
spell
where
casting
she
modifiers would-
just throws
be
open the
wisdom.
doors
Right, so you
and
use
just
the same DC.
kind of
Otherwise, you,
does this-
you would take
this,
the DC of
kind of pseudo bear hug, but
charisma,
she goes in
Right,
she
that's
goes
just
in
type of
over your
second.
shoulders, kind of like
So, like-
you'd scoop her up in your arms, you know, and so as she's she,
You're old.
she just kind of grabs your head and just buries your head in her chest and just like, oh, my honey's home, my honey's home. And she's, oh, and she, the whole time she's kind of squealing.
So if
And
you took a warlock
as you picked her up, her
sorcerer,
back feet are
those-
kind of
those use
picked
charisma.
up off the ground, and she's
So
kind of
if you did
bicycling in the
initiate,
air.
Warlock or sorcerer,
And
then you could pick,
of course,
cantrip.
she's missed you a lot, so she's gripping you really hard. And after about 10 full seconds, you're kind of having to start like trying to put her down because she's suffocating you.
Melee attacks.
Like, okay, you know, so she's just, that's just a real intense, right?
Are
She's
they
just
concentration?
holding on, holding
They're
on.
Cantrips.
I don't know how cantrips work.
Oh no.
And
no, not the one. I'm thinking
with
of.
that introduction, I will just say that you can have whatever storyline you
You get to pick
deem appropriate
3
for your reunion. I don't necessarily need to be part of that.
Honeymoon night number 2.
Yeah.
What'd you call it?
So,
Are we getting new tattoos?
So if the creature moves
tattoo number
when you
2.
attack it, well, you can do spell details and see.
Yeah, do you need Derek to drug you guys again?
Yeah. Yeah.
We can have fun with the lights on and our memory intact.
Lights on, alert up.
See,
Let's
if you
go.
try to move,
I want to remember it
say
all.
they try to disengage or something like that, then it goes off.
After you
The other one is green flame,
have
which
come
jumps-
together again and
flame does damage
reconjugated
jumps to
and,
another
you know,
target
kind of
that's within 5
spent some
feet.
time together over
So
the
if there's
next
groups of
uh,
enemies,
day or
then,
so.
like, I'll let
Um,
you look at it.
She shares with you this.
Okay.
She knows that you all had you've been traveling through your conversations. You've been traveling and bringing pain to the bad guys, and so she basically tells you that she's been working on a spell for you.
Ooh.
That she wants to teach you.
Enlarge.
And so, hold on, because I got to read this so I don't do it
You're gonna
wrong.
read it? I figured you just put it in his inventory, so that way he can test it.
I think you get to choose the level of spell.
I'll pull out my little short stack of scrolls that I found along the way and say, look what I found that I want us to learn.
Oh, that's cool.
Aww.
You need to put in their scroll of Cloud Kill as well.
Cloud kill.
Yeah, it's one of the things that I found. No space, just CLUDKILL.
Yeah, I think all this stuff is right. So let me go into your character. I think I can just go to your character and add this. Come on, open up. Wake up, little Susie, wake up.
That was that much.
Spells.
Really? Like all this?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've heard.
Agents and clients.
That's what I've heard.
It's trying to.
It's crazy. Conjuring air elemental.
I know, it's super
That's
neat.
awesome.
Did you look at that thing?
Which one?
The
The stone?
the
Oh,
one
yeah,
that I
did.
have?
Yeah, I did.
Do you want it?
I just read the increases in dexterity.
Yeah, Aeon Stone of Fertility. Do you want it?
I would definitely use
Okay.
it.
Okay.
You have 2 new spells. You should go look at them.
Did you give him the belt?
All right.
That was
Did you see her belt?
No.
She got the Frost Giant belt. Puts her strength at 23.
I'll trade you.
I will say Dex. Dex increases my AC.
I do
But
need
if he
something
needs it,
like I can
Do you see
increase
them?
this though to 3.
I'll have to let me refresh.
I can't wait till you
versus
read it.
5.
Don't read
Yeah.
it out loud.
So for my
I don't
melee
think
and
your
stuff,
face has
it's
seen
like-
it yet.
Right.
I kind of want something to do that, so I'm trying to figure out what.
What is this stone thing?
I'm guessing it's like Scroll of Cunnilingus.
Right.
I'll show you.
No, it's much better than
Yeah,
that.
I'm trying to figure out like. I wish I could do like half of this and one in strength.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I like the stuff. It's just like
You sacrifice your
The
ability
deck
points.
save?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I
Right.
don't know.
Well, read what it does.
It takes an hour and 10 minutes.
64 is a lot.
Well, read what it does.
That's
You
really
might be
not a lot.
you might be
Like,
jumping to conclusions about what it does.
64 is a lot. It's really not.
It's actually could be useful.
It's very useful.
Considering your
There.
Methods
your
of
methods.
Whoa. That's pretty cool. That's like a howler from Harry Potter.
Yes.
I like that.
So
I'll be delivering these all over the place.
that's what I'm saying. So you can deliver messages. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
It's a dex increase.
We just
That's
like the
the
name.
perfect magical embodiment of what we just did over 15 months.
I mean,
Yeah, how long
the
ago
only
did we come up with
advantage-
that?
This is from months
That's
ago.
right, yeah.
I like
We
it,
were
but
planning on,
it doesn't help me with anything.
but it couldn't. It doesn't work
Oh my
until you
gosh.
get back.
Like, I don't do anything dexterous.
Right.
Yeah, we were in the middle of
Yeah.
I
playing,
think I'm just
He's
gonna
more
get
and I was like,
The only advantage.
I know what to do, and I just sent Dave a text. I was like, let's build this.
Like done. So you can see that it's done. You can cast it as a slot. So if you have unused slots
Yeah.
at the end of the day and you think you're getting ready for a long rest, you can just cast it a couple of times and build them. Or you can sit, if you're fiddling around, you can just cast it as a ritual. So it's designed, it's not supposed to be cantrip because the goal isn't for you to have a stack of letters that you're carrying around. But it is,
Right.
but it should be
What?
something
when I
that
was
you
picking my
can
new spell.
kind of have as utility.
Use almost at will.
Yeah.
You had it built, and he saw it in his list of things.
Yeah, it was something I could pick, but yeah.
Well, it's because you can all see my
Right.
my homebrew content.
Right.
Right.
I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, you read it? Oh,
Yeah.
dude, that ruins it.
I immediately.
I never saw it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I immediately was like, oh, I know exactly what that
Okay.
is.
Oh yeah, as soon as you see it, you're like, I know what
Yeah,
that
that's definitely not.
is. Yeah, that is definitely not a spell.
Yeah.
Michael's like, I gotta figure out what this is.
You what?
Well, I think I'm
Oh,
gonna
I don't
submit.
care.
I think I'm actually gonna submit this to the public.
With a
Like,
different
like-
name? Leave it as the same.
No, I'm just gonna leave it just exactly like that.
What's the name of it?
I can just imagine Derek reading it like, oh my god, what kind of D&D erotica am I stumbled on?
What's the name of it?
The spell's name is iBot's Fisting.
You might as well just read it.
Yeah, read it.
Okay.
I texted
Alright.
Joe.
Take that stone if you're dexterous.
Okay.
I use
Loren's
agility.
face was the best part. Your eyes went. She went. Oh my gosh!
Why don't
Is
you
it a
call it
thing?
iBot's mini?
Yeah, it's a spell.
Like, it's a real spell I can look up right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go look it up now. It's called iBot's Fisting. Second level spell. You encapsulate a spectral fist into a letter that can be delivered to a target. A creature who opens the letter other than you must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 5d6, average 15, force damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. If the target is reduced to 0 health, the target is knocked unconscious. This spell cannot kill a target.
Oh, that's cool.
This spell's damage increases by 2d6 by each spell level higher than 7. So it casts at second, but if you could cast it at level 7, right, and get like 12d6, like
Yeah.
you can cast at a really high level, and when they open the letter,
They just knock out.
what happens is, it's a spectral fist. You go, oh, what's this? It's not.
You need to reshape that for every level. It changes the size of the package. So like level 2 is just a letter.
It's a
The
letter.
second one's like a Manila folder. And like
I'll do that.
an Amazon box.
Right.
That's good. That's good.
The size of the deliverable increases by the spell level
Yeah.
from a letter,
Yeah, there you go.
to a large wooden crate.
Yeah.
There you
Could
go.
you imagine
Yeah.
a wooden crate just someone opens?
Giant fist.
And the spectral fish just goes.
It's like the size of a Hulk fist.
Yeah.
It's got a giant jack in the box where it just
Imagine
Boing.
getting some better than that.
We need to be dropping those off the castle.
Anyway, that's the whole. It's just.
I'm
It's,
picturing it.
Yeah.
Walking down the hallway and you turned into your friend's bedroom and you just see this massive fist just
Like out of
the whole
nowhere,
thing.
you just hear, ah!
But that's the thing. It can't kill somebody. It can just reduce you to 0. So.
Yeah.
It's.
That's
it's done
really
for
funny
fun.
though. If you
It's
hit a
just
whole
done-
neighborhood, they're just
you-
flyers.
Sky drops.
Oh my
Sky
gosh.
drops and fly over. And you get a lights out, and you get all of a sudden, there's a bunch of letters on the ground, just a bunch of bodies.
children have low health, so just Santa's writing them back. Santa.
We're gonna drop a whole bunch on an elementary school playground. All of a sudden, it's all the kids. Is there a plague in the elementary school?
Oh my
You
god.
just need to fly back over greenest.
Anyway, so that's like the big flavor thing we've been working up to.
Yeah, we've been hiding
We've
that.
been hiding that for
Are
months.
we
Well,
Are
I'm
we
glad
good
that
as-
we had
yeah.
such a climax.
Oh yes, it came to an exquisite climax. Yes.
Are we good as far as who we hired for our castle to help guard, patrol, use whatever?
For your 8 gold a day, you're going to get a half a dozen basically city watch guys off duty.
I see you.
And it's
So you
just going
got-
to be on turn, random as they come off watch, or
Yeah, the Captain Bulad is he's gonna manage that for you.
okay,
He's gonna do a professional courtesy really for Thylac to
okay.
make sure that there's guys on the castle.
I just wanted to make sure it
No.
wasn't like we hired somebody and all of a sudden now
Yes,
this crew took off without us.
No,
Yeah,
you
that
don't
does.
have a
I think that
crew.
they're-
You have not. You
They're
have not.
trustworthy. I asked specifically for trustworthy dudes.
Okay,
Well, and you also realize you have not recruited anyone. You have
for
not
us, that's
recruited
just like
any
we're
followers.
borrowing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So very specific things have to happen. Right now, you are parked, right? You have contracted with a friend of Thylac's to protect your interests while you go about the city. He is going to find you contractors and artisans to help you rebuild. As you rebuild your keep, as it returns, right, as it moves from level 1 to level 2, right? Because you need to repair the keep, even though it's level 1, it needs to be repaired, right? There's things that need to be done. So you're going to spend some gold. We'll say 5,000 gold, right, to get the keep going at level 1, right? It's going to take a certain number of days. That's why I say at the end of this, the keep will be level 1. That is the only thing that's going to be mandatory. That's going to happen.
Okay.
But if you want to put in, like he wants to put in a theater, or somebody wants to rebuild one of the towers, right? If the wizards and stuff want to rebuild this stuff to use it, and have a level 1 wizard's tower, or maybe they want a level 2 wizard's tower, right? It's no problem. We're going to get together text-wise, figure out what you want to end up with, what it's going to cost, the time it'll take, based on your end level of the fortress, keep, of towers.
I took
You'll-
it out to bring the paints. Sorry.
You'll gain followers that you'll get to roll on tables for, right? Like I'll say roll a d6 and you roll a 3 and it'll mean, okay, you have 3 dwarven light infantry, right?
Okay.
So you'll have followers. You'll
Like a
have people.
mercenary group, more or less.
No, they're not mercenaries. They work for you. They're your employees. You've drawn them to your service. So you will spend money to keep them fed and keep them and their families paid, but they are agreeing to follow you. We agree with what you're doing. We're pledging service to you, right? They're your followers. And so as you have followers, your followers will take care of your castle. Your followers will defend your castle on your behalf. Does that make sense?
Right.
And you won't
right.
have to
That's
hire
the goal
someone,
behind that.
but you have to hire someone between now and the time that your castle's ready for you to live in it, so to speak. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like I said, there's a lot of reading you all need to take care of so that we can have a better, once you read it, it'll make more sense than what I'm describing. You'll be like, oh, okay, I get what he's saying.
Hit dice. That's really.
Anyway, is there anything else we need to do tonight, or do we want to wrap Hoard of the Dragon Queen?
Joe and Panda, do you guys need... Joe, do you want Staff of the Woodlands?
Sure. Would you like mithril plate armor?
How much does that reduce speed? It's heavy armor?
Or
Heavy is different than plate, right?
Plate is a type of heavy armor.
Oh, okay. I'll be able to wear it then. Yeah, I can check it out.
It's full plate, so
As
I'm not
opposed to
sure
half.
what it doesn't say what its actual
equipment
amount is. It's just full plate.
Okay. It's called what?
Mithril, M-I-T-H-R-A.
Mithril, it's with an A.
Did you get rid of one of the 4?
No,
Mithril, what was
I'll
it?
get rid of that one.
Just, it'll say
Mithril
mithril armor.
plate?
Plate.
Okay.
Oh, armor plate, yeah.
Because you have mithril armor half plate and mithril armor.
So,
plate.
yeah, this one just says
Just
mithril
remove that
plate.
one,
I
then.
just want to make sure that's the right one.
Yeah, I haven't added
Should say
anything.
Because there was
armor.
mithril half plate and mithril armor. I did this. So I did.
So you got the belt.
So there's...
Rod of
You
you
got
got
the belt.
mithril plate.
Okay, that's what I
Okay.
clicked.
Animal handling, Joe.
And then...
Okay.
Joe,
Oh,
there's
woodlands. I'm sorry, woodlands.
Staff of the Woodlands.
Woodlands. Yeah.
staff.
So if you go look at this, hold on, stop.
I'm removing this one.
It's pretty neat.
Okay, got it.
That's
remove
without
it.
a
Yeah.
trace.
Yeah,
and
because I'm
stuff.
giving it to Joe.
Yeah, I'm just showing you.
And since you're already
So
using just a staff, might as well wield.
That's
You'll
why I'm
see-
taking the.
Oh,
charm
yeah.
one.
that it's
The charm
AC
one is really
18,
cool.
right? But it
Especially if you
it
already
doesn't
got the
have
woodland one.
Whoa.
strength.
Yeah, that's what I was
doesn't
thinking.
matter
I
a
was like,
strength
eh.
requirement. It doesn't have
Oh, That's
disadvantage on
sick.
stealth.
Yeah,
doesn't have
it is
anything.
pretty cool. Just don't use the last charge.
Well, I
though.
already can't. I suck at stealth anyway. It doesn't
well,
matter.
I'm
right?
just,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
just
Like,
+2 to physical
so
attack
that,
and
as far
spell
as my
attack.
personal,
Yeah,
like,
it is
ooh,
pretty
I need
cool.
to do that or careful with it.
Well, you don't have disadvantage, right? But it's AC 18, so if you are wearing that, your AC is probably going to go up
To-
by at least another point.
Right. I'm gonna see what.
So take
I'm
the
on-
mithril plate on, and then go find your other stuff and take it off. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, see, that was 17. So you're both at a point. I think you'll be 21
How do you
now.
spell iBots?
Yeah.
Fisting.
AIHBAT.
A-I-B-A-H-T.
Okay.
A-I-B-A-H-T.
Oh, BAHT.
A-I-B-A-H-T.
We didn't really get to the writing names. We mostly just,
Yeah,
you know,
we did skip that
it's
part.
like a whirlwind affair.
Joe or Panda, do either of you want a shield +1?
Ooh,
Because Panda, you have a two-handed weapon, so you probably
I'll-
can't. But,
I'll
Yeah.
throw my hand in that.
okay.
I'll throw some dice in for that.
Yeah, just type in shield comma, and it'll come up with the +1. You'll see that. And then if you don't want it, toss it to Panda or something. But I found that for you guys too. But yeah, that staff seemed cool, didn't it?
Yeah.
I thought it was something that you might like or use. I was like, oh, that would be something fun.
Lauren, do you need that shield, or would you like that shield?
I don't think it would benefit me,
All right.
really.
Okay.
Okay, are you able to wield a shield while the
So
two-handed?
just to be sure, to those of you
Do
who
I-
may be viewing, we're going to close this up. They're going to be doing some stuff here.
What'd you
and
say,
We're going to be talking about
Michael?
things, starting a new interim campaign that will be starting, I'm sure, in the next week or two. That this guy right here is going to be sitting in this seat right here, and I'm somewhere out there. We're going to swap roles for a while, and give me a break so I can prep Rise of Ch8. Anyway, until next time.
You stay classy, San Diego.
Sure.
Burst.
See you later, Stream.
Control Shift S.
Control 1, I believe.
Bye.